The political atmosphere in the United States has entered a phase of deep uncertainty and heightened tension. Across the country, Americans are witnessing a level of division that feels sharper and more entrenched than ever before. At the center of this turbulence stands former President Donald Trump, whose actions and rhetoric continue to dominate headlines, spark controversy, and fuel debate long after leaving office. In recent developments, Trump has once again turned his focus toward Democratic-led states, often referred to as blue states. His criticism has been relentless, accusatory, and deeply polarizing. Supporters view his approach as bold and unapologetic, while critics argue that it reflects a dangerous disregard for democratic norms and national unity. The conflict between federal leadership and state governments is not new, but under Trump, it has taken on a distinctly personal tone. Rather than framing disagreements as policy debates, Trump frequently portrays them as battles between loyalty and opposition, strength and weakness, winners and losers. This framing has had real consequences. One of the most alarming outcomes has been the disruption of federal cooperation with certain states. Programs that were once considered nonpartisan, such as food assistance, housing support, disaster relief, and infrastructure funding, have increasingly become entangled in political disputes. When governance becomes conditional on political alignment, ordinary citizens are often the ones who suffer the most. Working families across multiple states now find themselves caught in the crossfire. Parents struggling to afford child care, seniors dependent on healthcare assistance, and low-income households facing rising energy costs are all impacted when federal and state cooperation breaks down. These are not abstract policy debates, they are daily realities for millions of people. Trump's defenders argue that strong leadership requires tough decisions and that states must be held accountable for how they govern. They claim that federal resources should not be wasted on mismanagement or inefficiency. However, critics counter that accountability should be enforced through lawful oversight, not through selective punishment or political pressure. The deeper concern lies in the precedent being set. When a national leader uses federal authority to reward allies and punish critics, it erodes the foundation of equal governance. The United States was built on the principle that all states, regardless of political alignment, are entitled to fair treatment under federal law. Undermining this principle threatens the balance of power that holds the system together. As Trump's political future remains uncertain, his tone has grown increasingly confrontational. Legal challenges, investigations, and mounting criticism have created an environment in which every move is scrutinized. Instead of softening his stance, Trump has doubled down, presenting himself as a victim of a hostile system and portraying opposition as betrayal. This strategy resonates with a segment of the population that feels alienated, ignored, or disrespected by traditional political institutions. For these supporters, Trump's defiance is seen as authenticity. For others, it is viewed